good. Be good for mommy. Hello. Hello. How is everyone on this fine, fabulous Thursday? Are we all doing fabulously? Are we living our best lives? Thank you, Limitless Queen Batch. How are you? What is everybody doing? Yenny. I loved that. Yes, please. What? I love the fun ones like that. You're cleaning your kitchen? Do you want to come over and clean mine? Oh. She just scared the shite out of the UPS, dude. You're going to Target? Man, there's so many things I need to do like that, but yeah, here I am. Wait, listened to a sleep tape last night and woke up to my phone on charge. Your phone on the charge in the bin. Well, what do you think that means? What meaning are we giving that? Shit, you're right, Nicole. That's what I should be doing, is going to get the discount Halloween stuff. Thank God you're live. Why, Jess? What's going on? The neighbor closed their door. That's what she's barking at. Ho! Stop being an ass. Anyway. My subconscious was like, nah, this is enough. Don't want to listen anymore. I like that. Pope, come here. Come here. Come here. Be nice. People are going to think you're rude. There's literally no one there. Literally no one there. I manifested. Wait. It just left me. Hold on. I manifested the best man. He loves me and proposed, but he's too in love. I'm feeling suffocated. What? You manifested this person, and now they love you too much. You're feeling suffocated. Are you sure you're in love with that person? Are you sure? Decide to be the version of yourself that has personal space. They respect some boundaries. But are you sure you're in love? I wish I had that problem. Yeah, Victoria. Self-sabotage. Yes. Not sure what to do. I keep trying to push him away. Why are we pushing him away? We want to take a look at that. We have to be authentic with ourselves when we are manifesting. Why are we pushing him away? Because he loves you too much. You're feeling suffocated. There's something more there. Are you self-sabotaging? Or are you maybe just not, genuinely in love with this person? Or, why do I feel like it's self-sabotage? I would love to know what as you were doing your manifestation game, what were the limiting beliefs that came? What did you discover about yourself? Are you sure you're into this person? You're self-sabotaging. Why? Let's snap, crackle, pop, get rid of that shit quick. We need to decide differently. Do you feel unsafe in love? Like it's too good to be true? But I also want to say this too. Listen, Mr. Perfect can show up, Mr. or Mrs., I suppose. Mr. Perfect can show up, and it can be, you know, we can feel like it's too annoying how they're showing up. They love you too much. But this is why I'm saying, if you're not authentically really into them, you also shouldn't feel like you have to force yourself to be in a relationship with someone just because they're acting like Mr. Perfect and you're worried about everybody else's opinions either. I'm just saying, because that is a thing, right? But if you're in the awareness that you also self-sabotage, we need to make a new decision. We need to ask ourselves authentically, why? Why are we feeling this way in this relationship? What are we afraid of? And are we sure we're really in love? Kim, how can I manifest good grades? I need this ASAP. By deciding to be the version of yourself that has amazing grades. What is your technique of choice? What do you like to do? You could be affirming. I can't believe whatever the grades you're looking for. I can't believe I got the grades. I can't believe how good I did. I can't believe I actually got, when I was in school, it was in college, it was like 4.0, an A, right? I can't believe I got a 4.0 and everything. I can't believe how quickly that manifested. Oh my God, I didn't even need to study. I got exactly what I wanted. Start talking to yourself like that. Seeing yourself as being the version of self that has whatever you want. Oh, hi, beautiful. Well, hello to you, SD. How are you? Hi, Kim. How can I turn a health diagnosis around? Same idea, who you're identifying with. And listen, be easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. I know that health manifestations, especially when you're manifesting for your own health, after receiving a diagnosis. There's my beautiful bestie, Helen. I know that when we get our own diagnosis, it can feel really real, right? Helen, if you all don't know Helen is my beautiful bestie, and she spoils the shite out of me. No matter what platform I'm on, this is what she does. You are so good to me. So even though you've got the diagnosis, I want you to tell yourself, I'm assuming it's you, despite what you heard, this is still an unfolding to you being 100% healthy. And for example, we've had people in my channel membership have family members get diagnosed with cancer, and obviously they went about making a decision to be the version of themselves that their family member doesn't have anything. They're 100% healthy and perfect. And they kept identifying as that new self. And, you know, they went to another doctor appointment, and guess what? It's gone. Cancer's gone. They're 100% cancer-free. So instead of looking at it logically, which we have a tendency to do when we're in fear, just keep reminding yourself that you have access to all versions of self, and there is a 100% healthy and perfect version of you. And just keep choosing it. And don't get lost in the logic of Limitless Queen Batch 2. This is another one that spoils me. So friggin' good to me. I so friggin' love you guys. Yeah, don't get lost in the logic. It's okay to still go to the doctor's appointments, right? Look at that. That's nothing but unfolding, right? The bridge of incidents to the full manifestation of being healthy. But that's how. Oh my God, Limitless Queen. My God, between you and Helen, I manifested my son healing from leukemia. Thank you for sharing that, by the way, because I'm sure that was huge encouragement to her, to the question, to the person asking the question. My God, form a sentence. How do I hold myself in the state of having when there's a third party involved? You realize, well, first of all, it's never about having to hold a state all the time. Yes, I am in the awareness that there are videos trying to show you how to be in the state all the time, and that's just not a reality. And I don't mean it from a limited place. I mean, you are still a human having a human experience, and we fluctuate through states all day long. So you're going to shift even though you're choosing new self, you still are going to shift in and out. And that's normal. That's okay, right? That's the being a human part. The idea is how often you return to that state. So when it comes to any circumstances, they are just circumstances. Circumstances, our job is to not judge them. Even though I know it sucks having a third party. I know that, and I know that's not easy. That's not easy, right? But it feels difficult because we're thinking logically. And we are judging the 3D through logical eyes, through logical perception. And that's why it's uncomfortable. So the idea is we don't get lost in logic over here. Instead, we choose the delusion, right? We make the decision to be new self. We keep choosing it, whether that's through affirmations, visualizations, inner conversations, scripting. You're choosing who you want to be, who you want to identify. And a third party can't stop you from identifying as being the version of yourself that will have the relationship. So yes, I realize that in a lot of times when I'm asked that question, I'll say, decide to be the version of self that has the manifestation. And I think that when we get lost in logic, we hear that and we think that means I have to pretend that I have it. So I have to act like I have it, the actual physical relationship right now. How do I do that if I have a third party? Well, no, you can look at the 3D and see it as unfolding to the relationship, to the manifestation. But you can identify as being the you that is in the right reality, that is having that manifestation, meaning the unfolding. So that's what it means when we say being the version of self that has. It should be better explained, truthfully. So how can you do that? You have total dominion over your 3D. You just don't feel like you do right now because you're judging your circumstances literally. And again, I know it hurts. Third parties, it hurts. I know it does. But they are only the manifestation of an old version of self, an old forgotten state of yours. That's all it is. And as long as you keep making the decision to be the new version of yourself, that third party is going to go bye-bye. So long as when you are choosing to be your new self, that means to you that you're also dropping any limited beliefs or stories you're holding about your specific person. But it's totally doable. It's totally doable. But again, don't get lost in logic. That's the thing with manifesting, is not getting lost in logical thinking. And when thoughts come in that aren't fun, they make us feel bad. Thank you, Jess. When thoughts come in that make us feel yucky, like, oh my God, he's with a third party. Ugh, that makes us feel yucky. Well, it makes us feel yucky because that's not for you. That thought doesn't belong to you anymore. That thought doesn't line up with the decision you're making. That doesn't belong to new self. So your body's letting you know, get out of here. Let's not marinate in that thought. And also, another thing is we don't have to be afraid of our thoughts, okay? We don't have to be afraid of our thoughts. Just because a negative thought comes up, that doesn't mean you and I are doing something wrong. Thoughts come in on their own, right? We don't control thoughts coming into our mind. They just pop in. What we should be doing is recognizing that thoughts are nothing but opportunities to other realities. Look at them like free Ubers or free taxis to other versions of yourself or other realities, because that's all they are. Because you're it. You're it. You are the one deciding which reality to be in or which version of self, which state to be in. So don't be afraid just because a thought pops up. As in, I'm sure the third party pops up in your mind. Don't panic. Don't marinate in it, though, either. Let it float on by. The more often you're doing that and returning to your decision that you are your new self, the quicker those thoughts are going to stop pummeling you and the third party is going to get on out of your reality. Okay? How would you visualize and feel into a trustworthy relationship so that I can believe it? Okay. Well, first of all, you're probably not going to believe it as you first start saying it to yourself or first affirming or visualizing. You're probably not going to believe it at first. Probably not. Not if you've been in the habit of being a version of self, not in the relationship that you're desiring. So think of manifesting when we talk about, let's say you like affirming, visualizing, just like you said. It's the repetition that makes the new version of self or the new state. And that's all techniques are doing, is getting you into the new version of self. It's the repetition that makes that new state feel natural and normal to you. And when a state begins to feel natural and normal, that's when we start believing. And it starts to solidify. And that's when people start experiencing the knowing, that knowing feeling. Knowing it's done, knowing you're going to have exactly what you're choosing, desiring. So as far as, what you got to pick a scene that resonates with you, that implies to you that you have that relationship you're desiring. So what does it look like? Ask yourself, what do you think it would feel like if the manifestation was here and you were with, if you have a specific person, if you were actually in the relationship with your person, what do you think you would feel like on the inside? Don't get lost in logic. Because usually like the next response I hear like in coaching calls is, well, I don't know. I've never had that. Yes, you do know. Otherwise you wouldn't be desiring it. You're choosing to manifest it. You said yes to that desire for a reason because you think it's going to make you feel a certain way, even if it's going to make me feel good. It's going to make me feel like, holy shit, I can trust my person. I'm finally in the relationship, or I'm in the relationship with the version of my SP that I can trust. I can trust wholeheartedly. They're finally showing up, showering me with love, attention, and affection because that's who I am now. I'm the version of self that only interacts with that version of my person. That's who I am. So it's it's the repetition. But what do you think it would feel like? And then whatever your answer is, allow yourself to get into your imagination and imagine what it would be like. A day in your life. Think of it like a YouTube vlog, a day in the life. What would a day in the life of you look like if you had your desire? And you get to decide what it's going to look like. Not your SP, you. Right? Your imagination is your magic wand. So get up there. And the feelings are going to come. We don't have to force the feelings. The feelings will come. Your imagination is going to help you get into that feeling. So don't overthink it. Okay? Don't overthink it. Don't put pressure on yourself. Like a child would playing with Barbies or whatever toys are out today. G.I. Joes, I don't know. How they so innocently use their imagination. That's what you want to do when manifesting, is use your imagination like a child would and feel safe knowing that it's your magic wand. We have all been conditioned to stop using our imagination as we leave our childhoods behind. And that is ass backwards. We should be using it, but we are conditioned from the moment we're here that the imagination is just fantasy. I wonder why that is. Any conspiracy theorists out there? It is. It is so true. That's right. I love a good old-fashioned conspiracy theory. And I do think it's interesting that we are conditioned from a very, very young age to get our head out of the clouds. Stop daydreaming. Your imagination is it's wishing. It's not real. It's fantasy. Well, guess what happens with that when we're told that at a very young age? We believe that. It becomes a belief. So therefore, most of us don't believe it when we are in our imagination. Right? I hope you see the funny in it, but I used to imagine myself as being one of the Spice Girls. I was the 6th Spice Girl. I loved it. I was having a concert in my car, okay? all the time, did all the dance moves. Well, how come I didn't manifest being the sixth Spice Girl? How come that didn't happen? I imagined myself there. But I knew I had a belief that it was just fantasy. It was just fun. It wasn't real. It was never going to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? We're taught very young to just dumb ourselves down, put out our own fires, and get in line like sheep, right? Nah, we're breaking out of that. We're breaking the habit, breaking out of that habit. And that's how you do it. You allow yourself to entertain in your imagination and know that it's real. It's not fantasy. And every time you do it, right? Every time you do it, that's becoming more and more natural and normal and comfortable being your new self. Therefore, the quicker it changes in your 3D. If it takes years for us, should we give up? No. If it's taking years, plural, and you're telling me, I'm assuming, years, plural, with absolutely nothing in your 3D. Nothing. Not one scrap of movement. Nothing. Plural. Then I would suggest taking an authentic inventory of what you are truly, truly identifying as. What are you identifying with? Who are you truly being all day long? And when you think of your manifestation, why don't you have it? Why isn't it here? What does your mind give you for an answer? But I am not the coach that tells anybody to give up. No friggin' way. No giving up. Unless, of course, you yourself are just not interested in that specific desire anymore. Then fine. Follow your joy. Do what you want. But no, I would never tell anyone to give up. Fuck no. We have desires for a reason. Because we can have them. We can be, do, and have literally anything. No exceptions. No exceptions. And we don't have to prove or convince anyone else. Just yourself. Just you. You're the only one that matters in the equation of your own manifestation. Can I get back a person that is now married? Yeah. Yes, 100%. That means nothing. I know some of you won't like that. That triggers some people for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because you're thinking very literally and you're forgetting there are infinite versions of self. So there's infinite versions of people. Just saying. But no, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. That means nothing. There are no true obstacles in your 3D reality. We've been conditioned to believe that things like marriage is an obstacle. But you're not necessarily doing anything against anyone's free will, and you're not hurting anyone like the spouse. There are infinite realities, infinite versions of self. You're choosing the version of that person that willingly wants you to. And that doesn't mean catastrophic pain for the other. When people have that mindset, you're thinking way too logically and literally. And hello, that's what we're breaking the habit of, right? So yes, of course. Can I get pregnant with my tube side? Oh my God, yes. Why do I feel like the live stream from TikTok that I just posted on YouTube addresses that? I could be wrong, could be the wrong one. But I know we have talked about that on a live stream here. Yes. And just to quell your doubtful thoughts, besides manifestation, that literally happens, logically, literally, in the 3D. Outside of it, it happens. So yeah, that happens more often than you'd think. People getting prego with their tubes tied. That's a thing. But yeah, yes, you can manifest that, 100%. Do you manifest a person away by not thinking about them? Because I can't not think. Wait. Why am I reading this wrong? Do you manifest a person away by not thinking about them? Because I can't not think about them. LOL. Okay. So when I'm asked how to get rid of a third party, yeah, my instant answer is the quicker you stop giving them focus or putting them in your awareness, the quicker they're going to fall out of your 3D, right? Because we are always ever manifesting what we are in the awareness of. However, when it comes to a specific person, I have been asked before, like if I stop focusing on my specific person, and only work on my self-concept, can I do that without losing them? And my thing is, the answer to that is yes, because your heart's attached to your specific person. So I could just say the phrase SP and you got an instant visual of your person. So you're really not dropping them out of your awareness. But a third party, although the hurt, if it was like a cheating on third party, meaning like they cheated on you with a third party, there's a little hurt trauma from them, but it's not your heart per se. So it is easier to drop them from your awareness. So whoever you're saying you can't not think of, unless you're going to tell me it's someone you're in love with, yes, you can not think of them. I know that's probably an annoying answer. I'm sorry. But if you could give me better context, I could probably give you a better answer. Would you reach out to them if you missed them? See, I don't think we can do anything to fuck up our manifestation in the 3D. And I think that, here's the sassy side of me, I think to think otherwise is a limited belief, because that's saying that we have limits and flaws, and we don't, because the universe / God doesn't. We are made of that. So I don't think it's a big deal. My advice, just for, giving you a satisfying reaction, is if you're feeling desperate and needy, if you know you are identifying as the version of self that feels, I'm never going to be able to manifest them, they're never going to come back to me. If you're in that state, I wouldn't reach out in that moment for no other reason than they're going to reflect what state you're in. But if you're in the, I know I'm going to get this. I know this manifestation is mine. I got nothing to worry about. And then you received inspired action just to say hi, and you have no attachment to what the response is from them, then I would say, yeah, oh my God, yeah, go ahead. Text them. See what I mean? But let's say this. Let's say, no, you're feeling really desperate and needy, and you reach out to them. Do I think you've ruined anything? No. Not possible. Not if you return to your decision to be new self. Not possible. Because your 3D at all times, without question, is reflecting your state. So if you, through repetition, continuously return to your decision to be new self, that 3D has to, it's under your dominion. That 3D has to provide you who you're being. So you have nothing to worry about. It'll use what you're looking at as something I shouldn't have done. It'll use it and make it a part of that bridge of incidence of yours. Perfect orchestration. So don't overthink it. So even if we acted desperate in the past, we can change that. My God, you can revise anything. Yeah. Without question. And honestly, you don't even have to revise it in order for that not to matter. You just need to decide who you're being. You need to be in your new state. Choose new state, which is new version of self. And 3D has to reflect. However, if you acted like a desperate person in the past, and you're holding on to a belief that they're judging you based off maybe what you experienced in the 3D, you got to let go of that story. You got to decide that they aren't, that they're over it because they're new self, right? So drop the story. Decide they're over it. Even if you really don't believe it, You keep telling yourself that they are, and then, yeah, not a problem. Manifesting really isn't hard. It's just when we get wrapped up in logic that it feels hard. And I get it, because I used to be the person wrapped up in logic. So I friggin' understand when it feels difficult or stressful, but it ain't. If you keep choosing your new self, nothing can get in your way. Literally. I'm talking from experience. Even when they treat you like poo, well, wait a minute. Manifesting doesn't mean we put up with people's shit. If you're being treated poorly, we don't tolerate being treated like poo. But if you're looking at them like you keep treating me like poo, then okay, first of all, then why are we manifesting them? You must have some hope, or you must have experienced something loving about them at one time. They're just reflecting poorly right now, right? First of all, I'm assuming we are not talking about abusive situations, because we do not tolerate that, obviously. But if what you're saying to me is, they just don't want me. They don't want to be with me. They're not choosing me. That's treating me like poo. Okay. Well, first of all, take a look at, how did this even manifest? How did this even come in? Not blaming and shaming yourself, though, because that does nothing. Take a look at what belief created this mess. Did you think you weren't good enough? Did you think that, you weren't chosen, not a priority? To me, they're connected to not good enough. Did you think this relationship is, I'm afraid I'm going to lose a relationship, fear of abandonment? Whatever the belief was, we're going to decide we no longer have that belief. We're going to decide the opposite now, that we're the version of self that doesn't have that. And we're going to choose to believe that because we know how manifesting works, we now know how that even showed up in our reality. So there's no point in holding it against SP, right? We got to learn to forgive or revise. But yes. Yeah. Yes to all the above. Yes. Yes. Okay. I have approximately 6 minutes, and then I have a coaching call. I love her. It's my fault. Well, it's okay to love her. There's nothing wrong with loving someone. But listen, manifesting isn't about blaming or shaming yourself. Okay? Manifesting is knowing who you are, and if knowing who you are or who you've been, we're just deciding new. We're deciding to be the version of self that doesn't have those limited beliefs anymore. That's my dog. Venue. Provide a practical example. What did we say? What do you mean? What would you like an example of specifically? Mrs. Kim. Mrs. Kim, like as if I'm a lady. It's okay to just know, sorry, that you'll be with SP and that everything is unfolding? Yes. Yes, it is. That's choosing new self, isn't it? As long as you're not sitting in opposing thoughts, and if opposing thoughts come up, you're saying, nope, that belongs to old self. I am new self. Yes, it is. If someone is calling me bad names, can I manifest that they are loving and never do that? Yes. But you also don't have to sit there and tolerate someone being mean to you either. You're allowed to set a boundary. Just saying. Just because we know that we are manifesting our realities and that people are reflecting us, that doesn't mean we have to put up with their shit. Okay? So you don't have to sit there and tolerate someone being mean to you. Why are they calling you bad names? Who are they? I'll call them a bad name. How about that? We'll stick up for you. No, my moderator mutes repetitive questions. Because that's what I ask him to do. Because it makes it hard for me to get to people when it's repeat, 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 copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. See what I'm saying? I've barely been paying attention. I got you, girl. You're doing me a solid. Hi, Kim. Just wanted to thank you for being so patient with all of us. Eleanor, that was so sweet of you. Thank you very much. That was so nice. Thank you. And as far as the patience, it's just because I've lived this. I know what it feels like. I know what a shitty 3D feels like. And when you feel like you're doing everything right and you're frustrated, that is the worst feeling. I know. That's why I don't scream and yell at you. If 3D is barely moving, what to do? Well, first, we stop saying that it's barely moving. We start there. Secondly, we need to authentically ask ourselves. What does that mean when I say authentically ask yourself? I mean, what are you really, truly thinking about what you're manifesting? So in other words, let's say you're manifesting money and you've been manifesting it, right? You've been saying your affirmations and then a shitty bill comes in. You have an emotional reaction to it. Okay, fine. The emotional reaction's done. That's it. Pick your ass up. Return back to your decision to be the new self that has all that damn money. Not sit in it and, oh my God, my life sucks. This doesn't work. Manifesting doesn't work. I hate this. It's never working. Well, no. What did that just do for yourself? Absolutely fucking nothing. Go back to new self. It's going to work. See what I'm saying? So what are you really thinking? And on a day-to-day basis, when you think about what you're manifesting, where does your mind go? But the most important one is to stop saying it's not moving or that it's not working, because you're so powerful. Who you are is so powerful that when you keep saying that to yourself through repetition, it becomes a belief. And if it's a belief, 3D has to reflect who we believe we are. See what I mean? Can I make my SP debt-free? Yes. Yeah. See them as being debt-free. Have an inner conversation with them. Hear them telling you that they don't have any more debts. That they're a multimillionaire and they're going to spoil you with gifts. Anyway, I have to go because I have to get on a coaching call. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm sorry my dog has barked through most of this live. My dog has done nothing all day long but lay around and sleep. And the moment I went live, she started barking. So I don't know what to say about that. I think she wanted your attention. That's what I think. I need to stop focusing on it so it won't manifest. But on that note, thank you very much for being here with me. And I will be going live again very, very soon. I have enjoyed this immensely. All right. I'll see you all.